Sure. My HOA is still run by the developer, and just as you get to the point where transfer to the residents has to occur, they basically add or amend the master plan and add property by road that makes it connected. So the question is there some sort of a time limit to where they have to actually hand over control?
Mike, that is a great question, and I want to start with the basics here, and that is this, is that when a developer goes in, whether they're building a condo building or whether they're building a bunch of homes, the developer says, okay, until we've sold 80% of the units, the developer's in charge of the HOA, and they want to have control to keep the place looking good, but they also want to have the control because sometimes there's money involved there too, right? And so how would you address Mike's issue or concern?
Yeah, it's a good question, Mike. So Florida law says that turnover, and that's what we're talking about, with turnover from the developer being in control of the association versus turnover to the members, the homeowners themselves being in control, is triggered once they sell 90% of the lots that will ultimately be under the umbrella of the association have been sold. And so there's a little squishiness there in the law of what do we mean here by ultimately controlled. Because as you stated, properties can be added all the time, and I've seen this happen often. So unfortunately, if they're still adding properties to the community, they can keep kicking the can down the road to say that we haven't gotten to our 90% yet because we have additional properties being added.
Meaning they've got 50 acres and they build buildable lots on 10 of those acres, and they're getting close to 90%, so they just open up another 10 acres, open up a bunch more lots, and now they're back under the 90% rule again.
As long as it's all going to be controlled by the same declaration of covenants, the same association is in control of it, they do have the ability to keep doing that. And I know that can be frustrating, but I've seen that happen before.
And what's the developer's motivations for holding on to the control for so long?
A lot of it is just simply that they want control. They're afraid that if they're still developing properties in there and they turn the community over too quickly, now they have a homeowner control board that may not have their interest aligned with the interest of the developer. So at that point, they may need to start getting approvals for the things that they're building in the community, or they're going to have to start paying assessments on those unsold lots. They don't want that to happen. So they want to hold on to control as much as possible.
Got it. Hey, folks, my guest today is attorney Patrick Burton. He's with the DeMasi Burton Law Firm right here in Orlando. We're talking about condo and homeowner associations. Phone lines are open at 407-916-5400. We're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a few minutes.